Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Back with another lesson through the Spirit, man. It's going to be talking about this article. It's been pretty big in the news. I'm pretty sure you all have heard about this. Donald Trump accepting refugees into America from South Africa, a country who, as you all are aware of, with Nelson Mandela and whatnot, what he did, they exercised apartheid, which is basically an extreme form of segregation, right? Because you had a lot of rich Edomites that lived over there in that land and were oppressing the people who were native to that land, right? The South Africans. So, before I even get this, let's get that real quick. Apartheid was a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination that existed in South Africa from 1948 to 1994. It was legal and political system that enforced the separation and subjugation of non-white South Africans by the white minority government. This system resulted in significant human rights abuses, including the denial of basic rights and opportunities to the majority population. Here's more detailed explanation. Legalized racial segregation. Apartheid was a legal system that classified people by race and enforced strict segregation in various aspects of life, including housing, education, employment, and public spaces. Domination by a white minority. You know what? I'm not even going to go all the way through that. The legacy of apartheid continues to affect South Africa, particularly in terms of socioeconomic inequalities and ongoing challenges related to racial reconciliation and justice. Right, if y'all don't know who this is, Nelson Mandela. But I was going to get that word refugee too. A refugee is someone who has been forced to flee their home country due to a well-founded fear of persecution, war, or violence, and is unable or unwilling to return to their country of origin. They have crossed an international border to seek safety in another country. It's funny that people are up in arms to help these people who were in a land that wasn't even theirs to begin with, and now they're getting kicked off that land, quote unquote. Yet Donald Trump's main thing was that he did not like immigrants, right? That was his whole campaign, right? About refugees, or Salaki, not refugees, but deportation. But yet, when the South Africans need some help, and not just any South Africans, right? The Edomite South Africans, the Edomites, when they need some help, motherfuckers is welcoming them with open arms, right? It's funny how that goes, isn't it? So it says first group of 49 white South Africans leaves for the U.S. and they just got here. So after Trump offered them refugee status, the group, which included families and small children, was due to arrive at Dulles International Airport outside Washington on Monday morning. So it says a group of 49 white South Africans departed their homeland Sunday. Their homeland for the United States on a private charter plane having been offered refugee status by the Trump administration under a new program announced in February. The group, which included families and small children, was due to arrive at Dulles International Airport outside Washington on Monday morning local time, according to Colleen Msibi, a spokesperson for South Africa's Transport Ministry. They are the first Afrikaners, a white minority group in South Africa, to be relocated after U.S. President Donald Trump issued an executive order on February 7th, accusing South Africa's black-led government of racial discrimination against them and announced a program to offer them relocation to America. You see how I just laugh, man? This shit is comical, dude. Edomites, man. This is Job 15:34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. The things that Esau does is comical, man. They didn't have no sympathy, right? What we just read during apartheid, that went on for damn near 50 years. And of course, their racial discrimination towards us has gone on way longer than that. Way longer than that. But when somebody else is doing it, when it happens to their people, it's a problem. That's how it always goes, though. It's a problem. Let me just split the screens. That's just two. For the godless are barren, sterile. Their homes enriched through bribery with burden. I don't want to get that. Yeah, we can. For the godless are barren. Their homes, enriched through bribery, will burn. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. Their womb produces deceit. These people covet fields, take other people's lands, kick them off of them. But as soon as somebody want their land back, oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. But they weren't saying that, though, when they took other people's land. They don't say that. They don't consider that. I'm just speaking in general, man.
Strong's H, 2611. Chanef.
Hypocritical, godless, profane, hypocrite, irreligious, non-believers. Be honest, man. You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. The South African government said it is completely false that Afrikaners are being persecuted. And honestly, I could believe that. I could believe that. You know, what's it called? Elon Musk is from South Africa. He grew up rich. The Trump administration has fast. You know what? Since I just read that, let me get this. Cause you gotta realize, man, everything that Esau Edom does, everything that they do, everything that they do, it's always something deep behind it. So they always scheming. Is what I'm trying to say. Just keep that in mind. They always scheming, working towards something deeper. Goofy looking ass Edomite, man. So this is Psalm 58 and verse 1. To the chief musician, Al-Tashach. So like Al-Tashach, victim of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? So like I was trying to put it back. Prayer for the punishment of the wicked. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Right? That's why I always say, man, you have to keep. I just realized, man, this nigga Jason Tatum so much like Kobe. He ruptured his Achilles just like Kobe. But anyways, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Let me get that, because the elder brother Malcolm made gave a good example of that verse right there. They spit venom like deadly snakes. They are like cobras that refuse to listen. So it's almost like he said, like a little kid. They cover their ears and they say, nah, nah, no boo boo, right? They act like they can't hear you. Or you start covering their ears. La 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 la. They try to drown out the noise, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Let's get this real quick. Verse 10, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judges in the earth. The Trump administration has fast-tracked their applications while pausing other refugee programs, halting arrivals from Afghanistan, Iraq, most of sub-Saharan Africa, and other countries in a move being challenged in court. Ephraim is a cake not turned. And that's a fact. Light-skinned motherfuckers. Salaki, though, let me get this. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, right? So Esau, Edom, man, they blow with the wind. They say one thing, then they do another thing, right? They do this, then they do the exact opposite. First, you're deporting people that have been here legally or illegally. Oh, we have a problem with immigration. We have a problem with people coming over the border. We have a problem with coming into our country. Let's get them all out of America, right? Then on the other hand, you quite literally bring refugees, people from another country, banished from their own country. Can't even say exile, right? You welcome them with open arms. So apparently that problem that you all were complaining about a few months ago, it couldn't have been that damn dire or that bad if you're willing to welcome in people from other countries, right? Regardless of what they look like. But no, that's what plays a part in it though. If it was Jake, right? Because those are the ones they trying to get out of there, and we know why. They wouldn't have did that, but because it's Esau, Edom, they do it. And this just shows that this is their kingdom once again. Refugee groups have questioned why the white South Africans are being prioritized. This is spirit, man. Are being prioritized ahead of people from countries racked by war and natural disasters. Oh my goodness, man. I gotta read that again. Refugee groups have questioned why the white South Africans are being prioritized ahead of people from countries racked by war and natural disasters. Vetting for refugee status in the U.S. often takes years. I promise y'all, I did not read this before the lesson, man. I promise you, I did. I didn't skim it. I didn't do anything. I just clicked on the article. I promise. This is hilarious, man. This is just showing. Man, Esau Edom, man. This is Psalm 37, verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. So this shit about to be gone, man. All right, you see the things that's going on in the world. This shit about to be gone. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Lord willing that we be at that number, man. That's gonna be us. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth against him, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. So, and really that's concerning us, man, the Israelites, when it says just people and the poor and needy. There are other countries that, or nations that are poor and needy, which is why I brought that out, but it's really talking about us. But yeah, man, the wicked, they don't, but this is just showing you, though, in this scripture, and then what I just read, the wicked, they don't care about those who are below them. They don't. They really don't. Yeah, people who are struggling. Like it just said, man, people are going through wars, all types of shit. They ain't offered them no type of help. They not sending them no aid in Gaza. They letting people die and get decimated. Even people in Ukraine said that the life expectancy of a soldier, man, is what, 30 minutes on the battlefield? I don't even know. Could be less than that. But they not offering to get no refugees out of them countries, man. They don't care about these Arab nations, these Palestinians, all these other nations, right? They said, the hell with y'all motherfuckers. They don't care. That's what happens when you deal with people that are cold-blooded, man. Literally cold-blooded. The Trump administration says the South African government is pursuing racist, anti-white policies. Just like a woman, man. Always trying to play a victim. Through affirmative action laws and a new land expropriation law, it says targets Afrikaners' land. I could have sworn they said affirmative action wasn't real. The government says those claims are based on misinformation, and there is no racism against Afrikaners, and no land has been expropriated. Expropriated. Although the contentious law has been passed and is the focus of criticism in South Africa. Mm-hmm. Let me get this actually. A prayer for the overthrow of the wicked. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let me go down though. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, but I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing. This is Psalm 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Right? Don't it say that wickedness accompanied them like a fucking... Let me get to... I don't even want to... Violence covered them as a garment. Salaki. As soon as they be born speaking lies, man. Lips of deceit, man. South Africa also denies U.S. claims that Afrikaners are being targeted and racially motivated attacks in some rural communities. Instead, the South African government said Afrikaners who are the descendants of Dutch and French colonial settlers, right? Micah 2:2, man. Micah 2:1 are amongst the most economically privileged in the country. So where are they getting these reports from, man? The first Afrikaner refugees were traveling on a flight operated by the Tulsa, Oklahoma-based charter company Omni Air International. Sibi said they would fly to Dakar, Senegal, and stop there to refuel before heading for Dulles. They departed from OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, where they were accompanied by police officers and airport officials. When they checked in, Sibi said they would have to be vetted by police to ensure there was no criminal cases or outstanding warrants against them before being allowed to leave. The South African government said there was no justification for them being relocated, but said it wouldn't stop them and respected their freedom of choice. They are expected to be greeted at Dulles by a U.S. government delegation, including the Deputy Secretary of State and officials from the Department of Health and Human Services, whose refugee officer had organized their resettlement. I want to see if this is the correct word to use. Make poor, impoverish. Make poor weaken. Make a person poor, person or area poor. The damn sun is bathing. We could use that. Let me see what's a good comparison. No, I'm not gonna get that. The flight will be the first in a much larger scale relocation effort. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller told reporters on Friday. Miller said that what was happening in Afrikaners in South Africa fits the textbook definition of why the refugee program was created. This is a persecution based on a protected characteristic, in this case, race. This is race-based persecution, he said. The HHS Office for Refugee Resettlement is ready to offer them support, including with housing, furniture, and other household items, and expenses like groceries, clothing, diapers, and more. The document obtained by the Associated Press said, "You see how these motherfuckers are so pampered and privileged, man? They wouldn't get that shit to no other people." The document said the relocation of Afrikaners was a stated priority of the administration. This is a stated priority for y'all. Y'all have more pressing issues going on. People in your own country can't even fucking survive. There are around 2.7 million Afrikaners among South Africa's population of 62 million, which is more than 80% black. They're only one part of the country's white minority. Many in South Africa are puzzled by claims that Afrikaners are persecuted and meet the requirements to be relocated as refugees. I'm not surprised. Let me see if it's a cross-reference for that, Psalm 50:83. So I say, man, take that shit that Esau Edom say with a grain of salt. They control everything. The news, media, all that stuff. They can say whatever they want to say. That's quite literally why they call it the devil, though. Deceivers. Damn it. I mean to do that. Salakia. This is 2 Thessalonians. Verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction, which is Esau Edom. It's also why the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 10, tells us to not trust our enemies. There's also Esau Edom. They are part of South Africa's everyday multiracial life, with many successful business leaders and some serving in government as cabinet ministers and deputy ministers. I'm pretty sure that the motherfuckers over there are more rich than the majority in that country. As cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, their language is widely spoken and recognized as an official language in churches and other institutes, reflecting Afrikaner culture hold prominence in almost every city and town. The Trump administration has criticized South Africa on several fronts. Trump's February executive order cut all U.S. funding to South Africa over what it said was its anti-white stance and also accuse it of pursuing an anti-American foreign policy inside South Africa's ties with Iran and its move to lodge a genocide case against U.S. ally Israel. That's probably what this shit is over the board, and Gaza is examples of it taking aggressive position towards the United States. Like I said, there's always something deeper, man. So I'm gonna close it off there, man. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. Double blessing honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Tell me the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom. As always, you're one day close to the kingdom, man. Shalom.